Hello! Today I've been experimenting with the Web of Things Gateway by Mozilla. It's an operating system that you can play onto your Raspberry Pi. And what you end up with is your own way of controlling web-controlled light bulbs or fridges or electrical plugs that are then controlled in your own home. And I want to build a thing on my own. So my idea for today is I have this light bulb in the bedroom and I can turn it on, I can turn it off. In the morning I usually want it to turn on automatically so that I get out of bed. So I've got a rule here that says if the time is 6:30, then turn on the bedroom. That's okay, but I can't configure what days of the week. And now it also turns on the weekends, but I don't want to be awake at 6:30 a.m. on the weekend. So the idea is to program a web thing that I can use as an input for this rule that is basically the light schedule. And here I created a folder for light schedule thing. Going to yarn init it. So because I'm gonna need the Express server, so I'm also gonna add the Express server. Express. The Express server is, for those who don't know, it's for npm. It's an npm package that is a web framework and easily lets us create web servers that answer to GET requests, to PUT requests, everything we need for a fairly easy implementation of a web thing. We could do this with the npm, with the Node standard module HTTP. However, it's a little bit more complicated, so for now I'm gonna use this. I also need my text editor. I'm gonna create an index.js file, which will be the server. That can become a constant. We import Express, which is a server framework. Then we create an instance, like one server, and we make it listen on port 3000. If you have a firewall on your system, and I'm using Ubuntu, they introduced the firewall in 1804, so then you need to make sure this port is available in the local network if your Raspberry Pi is in the local network or your gateway. So slash I'm gonna use for at first we always return JSON. We always return JSON, and here I want to on the slash I want to show a summary of which devices are all available. For that I guess we need a device, and for that we should look into web thing. There's an API defined by Mozilla, currently in draft, so don't be too heartbroken if something breaks. So you need a web thing description that describes your thing. So it includes, for example, a name. I would call it again my light schedule, and a type of thing. I think that's fairly fitting because I don't know what to describe it further as. currently they're considering to add web thing types in here, which is like a thing or an on-off switch, multi-level switch, binary sensor, multi-level sensor, smart plug on-off. You get the idea. But since I don't know how to further describe the thing I'm building right now, I'm just gonna stay with the type thing. A description, properties, and that would then for me be something like, is it a weekday, or do I want the light on or off? Which is a fairly static binding. I would like to combine that in the future so that, for example, I can use the clock inside the gateway as one rule, and then a second rule, drag it in here, which would then be from the from my schedule thing that says, hey, what day of the week is it? Or that checks with my calendar if I have work today. And those would be more complex things that could then be used as an input, but currently this only allows for one input to control the light. So I'm gonna put every logic that I want to turn on the light in there at this point, and not consider the case of multiple inputs. So I think the first thing we need is a copy of pretty much all of this and dump it in here, which is this scheduler. That's my new thing. So this is the light scheduler. It's a thing. Schedules the light. Wow. And then property of should be on or something like that. Yeah, should probably dash as a good idea. I don't need the other example there. I don't have any actions. I don't have any events. They are still required types as far or properties as far as I know. So I'm gonna leave them in as empty. Here the URL can be shorter because I am not implementing multiple things on one server. I will not get WebSockets for this example, but you can do WebSockets if you want. I'm not going to provide an HTML page. It should be simple for today. Yeah, okay. So we have the following things that we need to implement, or the following URLs. It's properties. It's property should on or should be on, right? Property should be on. Which I'm then also should be on. Gonna call whether the light is turned on. No, whether the light should be turned on. There's another object. Usually you provide a list of all things just to make it. We might not need that at all. Nope, not gonna do it. So we just have our scheduler. Put that in here. That's the the main address. And now we need the properties, action type, actions and events. So I'm gonna create those. Oh, also I wanna get a log of everything that. So I'm gonna do that first. I'm gonna for every request I want to do a console log of the URL that got requested. Console log requests, and there we have, inside of that is a URL. You can look that up by going into the Express documentation, and there you will find requests and all of its parameters. And then we need to call next. That's important because we don't want this to end here. Hand it off to the next handler. Can't type today. Short intermission. At this point in the video, it turns out I made a mistake. Instead of app use, it has to be app all for the request to properly function. If I use app use, then it would correct all of the URLs to be just slash. But with app all and then star, it retains the correct URLs and the web thing properly works, which then results in different URLs to be displayed. If you see them all being the same, then check this position. It should be app all, which then results in one of the following rules to be considered. Otherwise it would just end here. We get our log, but the server wouldn't reply to the client. That would be unfortunate. We need properties, we need actions, and we need events. So for actions and events, we're not going to implement those. We still need to provide an empty list. That is, if we had any actions running, there would be elements in here. That is, if you, for example, fade from one state to another, you would, like, if you have a multicolor light that fades over a minute or so, then you have actions in there. Events would be if there were any recent events or any recent actions triggered. You might put in something like a log of, with a light bulb, you would put in, oh, this light bulb got too hot. So that would be an event. Make sure to provide them for a couple of minutes or so. So that the gateway has the opportunity to read this event and be aware of it. The properties should return a list of all the properties that we have. So we need a should be on. Should be on. Yeah, I can't put that in there without having apostrophes. So should be on is our, no. We now need the rule. So I probably do that in an external function. Where it's like function should be on. And then I can run this function, which then provides me the value of should it be on. For now, we're just gonna return false all of the time. So, we have this scheduler, we have this properties. I think we also need a property for should be on. That is basically the same. If your thing is more complicated, you would put in a different logic in here. For now, I'm gonna keep it the same. Could merge those to one function, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna focus on the actual logic. So for that, I need to look up the date which is a JavaScript class for dealing with dates. And day of the week, or how do you call that? Set date, get day, get date. I think it is get according to local time, where 0 presents a Sunday. Okay. Local time. Make sure to set the time correctly on your Raspberry Pi. If it's not set to local, or on the computer that you run it on, that you run your web thing on. So for example, over here it's now 1 p.m. I would then have the web thing would always be in this time zone. Or not always. It depends on the computer that you run it on. So Saturday is 6. So what I probably want is a constant if is it a weekday? Is weekday. Not birthday. New date. Get day. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are Monday until Sunday. Until Friday. Oh my gosh. Okay, and now I can put in the names of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And if that group includes the current day, then it is a weekday. Oh my gosh. And then I have another one, is morning. So now get hour, I think. Get hours. Expected output 4. Okay. Yeah. Now get hours. So I would expect that to be... So the condition we're constructing here says if hours are 6, so anything with a 6 in the first place, then it also has to be showing the minutes being greater equal 30. Another condition that it can have, which should then be an OR, is get hours equal 7. So that covers our minutes that are in the 7th hour, or well, technically 8 because it's hours are 0 based. And then the minutes should be lower than 30. That covers the time span from 6:30 inclusive until 7:30 exclusive. The last thing we need to adapt is a condition here. So not to return false, but a logical condition consisting of is it a weekday and is it also morning? And that should conclude our program. Looks good, looks good. So what I do is I start node index.js. Okay. I go to my gateway. Two things. Add new thing. Add by URL. The URL of my HTTP of my laptop. Port 3000. Again, make sure the firewall is unknown device. Okay, it's light scheduler. Yep, safe. Done. So we have a thing here. It does have. Should be on. Weirdly enough, I can mod. Yeah, there's no way to tell it that it's read only for now, as far as I know. So it looks like I can trigger that. I cannot. And now I can edit my rule. Put in the light scheduler. I think I have to remove the clock first. Put in the light scheduler. And if that is on, then bedroom should turn on. I would need another rule to turn it off. So I could add another rule to turn it off again. However, with that, I would restrict myself to have this lamp only be controlled by the web thing. So that's another thing I need to address in the future. Because if the light scheduler then says it's off, the bedroom lamp would always be off. Which means most of the time I can't use my lamp because it would always turn off because it's not morning on a weekday. So I only want it to turn on, and then when I'm awake I will manually turn it off. For that I should probably set the time frame a little bit smaller, because now it is forced to be on for 1 hour in every morning of a weekday. Yeah, another consideration, it doesn't know when I actually have work, so it will always turn on even on statutory holidays or days that I took off when I'm on holidays. So yeah, that is an easy implementation of the web thing, and have fun experimenting with it.